Hey, what's up guys? My name is Rahul, you're watching Tech Scene, and this is the full review of the Oppo F1 Selfie Expert. Let's begin. This unit right here is sponsored by our friends at Technovision, so don't forget to check them out if you want an Oppo F1 for yourself. Let's begin with the hardware and design. On the front of the phone, we find an 8-megapixel camera, earpiece, sensors, below which there's the 720p 5-inch IPS LCD display with 294 pixels per inch, followed by the capacitive buttons which are not backlit. On the top, there is a 3.5mm headphone jack, and on the bottom is the upside-down micro USB port along with the microphone. On the left, we have the volume rockers, and on the right side, we have the power button, above which is a tray which houses the dual SIM or single SIM plus SD card options. On the back, there's the 13-megapixel camera along with the single tone flash, which we'll get to in the later part of the video, and below that are the speakers, which aren't that loud, and by the way, having speakers on the back is always a disadvantage. The phone weighs around 134 grams. Speaking of the design of the phone, we have chamfered edges and a brushed metal design, with the sides being plastic along with the top and bottom of the back, which are mostly for the antennas. The buttons feel clicky and sturdy, as is the entire design and feel of the phone. It feels perfect to hold in the hand and surely feels premium. Now let's move on to the display, which, like I said, is 720p. It's totally not up to today's standards. The text feels fuzzy, and keeping the phone at a nominal distance, one can surely spot pixels, as it has 295 pixels per inch, which is not great. On the brighter side, the display does handle colors well, which are nice and saturated, and obviously nothing like an AMOLED, but it's still good for an LCD. Watching YouTube videos or even anime was a pleasant experience. That being said, considering all the aspects, it's an average display. Now let's move on to the performance. The phone runs on a Snapdragon 616 octa-core chipset with an Adreno 405 GPU along with 2500 mAh battery, 3GB RAM, which are more than enough to power the 720p display, like I said in the gaming review, where we also checked the benchmarks, so don't forget to check out that video as well. Overall, a well-balanced package. Performance was on par with what supposedly mid-range specs, little lag stutters and force closes here and there. Background app management is good and 3GB RAM handles itself pretty well. So the battery on the phone is 2500 mAh, and straight up it did not last the entire day. I got 3 to 3.5 hours of screen on time, and depending on the task, screen on times are purely subjective and may be different for everybody. But there are power saving and ultra long standby modes which prevent it from dying. Then again, the performance is better than what you can expect out of a 16,000 rupees phone. Next up is the camera. Oppo calls this phone the Selfie Expert, as it is having the front-facing camera of 8 megapixels with an f-stop of 2.0. So let's begin with the front-facing camera itself. Well, to tip the statement of Oppo out, it's not the Selfie Expert, that's for sure, but it surely takes good pictures with the front-facing camera, which are at least better than the more costly smartphones. The images do get bright, but sometimes a little washed out. Shots are neither oversaturated or overexposed, but obviously it's not up to the mark when compared to the flagships. Though it's safe to say that it's the best front-facing camera in the range of 16,000 to 18,000. Moving on to the primary camera, it is 13 megapixels with an aperture of f2.2, and yeah, then again it's good. Colors are bright, saturated, but low light performance is better on the front-facing camera because of the aperture, although the front-facing camera is of a wider angle than the secondary camera. Last but not the least is the software of the phone. It runs a skinned version of Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, which is ColorOS 2.1, Oppo's own custom skin, and it's much like iOS. The transitions, the blur, no app drawer, recent apps layout, even the lock screen notifications are like iOS. It's not a very heavy skin, but I did find eventual stutters in the transitions, but it's not at least like Huawei's UI, which is a clear copy-paste of iOS. This software, on the other hand, is a little diverse. There are screen on and off gestures. You can draw a V to turn on the flashlight, draw an O to turn on the camera, and also double tap to wake the screen, and screen on gestures which let you use one-handed operations, etc. In the notification drop-down, we find a bunch of settings, and there's a blue light filter built in. There's not much bloatware except of course Oppo's own applications, which according to me are handy. What's more, the phone lets you download wallpapers without any third-party app, and the wallpapers it offers are refreshed on daily basis, and there's also a theme store. Then again, if you love the phone but you don't like the skin very much, then there's nothing Google Now Launcher or Nova Launcher can't solve. Well, you are getting a ton of things for the price, some which even the phones in the same price bracket don't offer. You got decent cameras, premium feeling hardware, capable internals, and a manageable software. The only turn down is the display, but the pros outnumber the cons, and you can buy this phone if you have 16,000 rupees to spare. It won't disappoint you, that's for sure. That's been it for this video, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and do subscribe if you are a tech enthusiast like me, and I promise I'll keep making the content better and better. Check out our friends at Technovision for best smartphone prices, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.